What's up guys, and welcome to January 2021's edition of the server update tour. There's been so much going on in December that I've actually split this video up into two parts so everyone gets a good chance of showing off what they've done. So this is part one, so stick with me while I show you what the new builders have been up to this month and also what I've been doing. So let's get straight into that. Now this one is the town of Lery, built by one of our newest builders, Demmer. He is building a really nice French inspired town. So here I was just looking up at this building here. So I believe this is a hospital building, and I've got to say I really love how it sits here in front. There's a mountain range behind it. It definitely feels like somewhere in sort of the south of France, which is really nice. They have this lovely texture and colour to the walls here with the brick and the birch, and that is definitely a style I like to champion. It's such a warm colour and a warm feel. So you have recently joined us. You haven't been on too long. I think you joined at the end of November, so this is our first chance of actually getting you on to show you what you've been building. Don't look over there. Now, I was drawn to this when I had a little fly around a minute ago. I really like what you've done with the details above this gateway here, and the actual big iron gates as well, made out of blackstone. Yeah, that's really quite nice. So I think we've got some more over in this direction, and oh, what is this? Oh, that's right. So these are little goose, or geese? I think it's geese, that Aussie has been building and placing around. I don't know if it was built by Aussie, but he has built some larger ones and put them around towns. Now that is a very disturbing looking animal. So let's fly away from that over to what is really quite a nice looking church. So you may be noticing as well, wheat looks a bit different. Yeah, we've had an update to our texture pack, and it's introduced some newer sort of colours and more dulled down sandstone and that, so it looks a bit nicer in walls such as that. But it's also increased the height of wheat as well, and giving it a better texture where it just looks so much nicer. So anyway, over to this church here, which again looks really nice, very pleasant colours. I love the blackstone roof. It does feel quite European, quite southern France. So Demmer, welcome to the team. I cannot wait to see what you've got going on. Don't look over there, but do look over here. So I think it's time to jump over to another one of our new builders' towns, and that is the town of Linford, which is being built by Lord Goblin. So let's go. So we're here at Lord Goblin's town. What an interesting name. This is the town of Linford, based on the well-known Georgian town of Stamford in Leicestershire, I think it is, somewhere up north. Now, there's a heavy use of stripped woods around here, as you can see, and I've got to say, I really am digging the vibe of this place. Have you seen that? But still, it's got that sort of Bath feel to it, because I think they do use Bath stone up there for this town. But I am loving it. I've been seeing the progress of this as we've been sort of going through the Discord and having a look at stuff, and I wanted to come down and investigate what this was. So you kind of see these in Oxford and that around the university. I don't know what it is. I think it opens up just into a private street with some gardens and that. Oh, I know what this is. This is the hospital. Oh yeah, this is actually really cool. I like what he's done here with this ambulance. I remember seeing this yesterday with the sort of the red cross on the back. Yeah, that's really cool. I like this. Yeah, so Lord Goblin, welcome again to the team. You are going to make quite an impression on me, because we haven't had that many English builders on, and it's really nice to actually get some new guys on who are building in the style that I want to champion. But yes, look at that lovely looking church with a belfry on here and a gigantic bell. God, if that was ringing away, I think that may end up breaking this tower. Not saying this tower's flimsy, but that's a very big bell. Still, so I spied this over here. This is the Botanical Gardens, and here we go. This statue is the original goose statue I mentioned earlier on. So this is Sir Honkington the Ninth, the first Lord Mayor of Linford. He was a goose. Okay, right, anyway, there's a nice little botanical gardens in here, and I like what you've done with the warped wood to give it that nice sort of painted steel look to it. Greenhouses are something I've been trying out lately myself, so it's really nice to see what you've done here, and yeah, look at this detail. I believe these are meant to be some sort of tropical trees, maybe some palm trees, I think. Not too sure on that one, but what's through this side? I'm going to leave all the doors open. I love it. I love the way, again, how the shaders works with the light coming through. You feel like you're actually inside some glass here, which is really, really nice. So Lord Goblin, I want to say again, welcome to the team. I cannot wait to see where the rest of this town goes, and also to see what else you bring to the server. So we're going to jump on over to another new builder's town. That is the town built by a guy called Swedish, and he's building a Swedish-inspired town. You know, no points there for guessing that, of Karlsund, I think that's how you pronounce it. So let's go take a look at that. Absolutely incredible. So guys, we're here in Swedish's town of Karlsund, or Karlsund, I can't pronounce it, it's very Swedish. And so far I am bowled over. I am so impressed with just how the urban planning is feeling in this place, and just how much stuff there is already going on. So let's take a look at this area here, which is the main plaza. Now, I say the Swedish collective on our server, because we seem to have a few Swedish builders randomly, have came up with their own country. Now, I was going to try and remember what it was called. I do not remember what it was called now, guys, so I'm so sorry about that. But please leave a comment down below saying you're disgusted with me not remembering what your town was called. But anyway, let's take a look here at these buildings, and my. I like what you've done here with the red tinted glass. So that was another addition to our latest version of the texture pack, and that was really good actually for this. That seems to work really well, along with the crimson trapdoors there. Now we're going to go around here and see if there's anything more, but I have spied a building behind me that may be more interesting. Oh, no, there seems to be a lot of streets around here. Lovely stuff. Now these buildings look really nice. They are, you know, that mix between European styles and Scandinavian. It's all very common at this time period to have really sort of flat-faced neoclassical buildings. Not much more over here, but if we jump this way, oh, actually, I say there's not much more over here. There seems to be quite a nice statue I've just flown past. Wow, is that Poseidon? Yep, King Poseidon rises from the sea. Indeed he does. I love what you've done with the crown there. And it actually has motion in it. Like, I haven't seen a statue that has motion in it in Minecraft like that. That's incredible. Okay, right, let's go over and see what this building was in the distance. Okay, so I've flown over this way, and there's like a weir in the river. That's really cool. I guess this is maybe a canal lock as well, but still, you've got the weirs either side. Man, that's incredible thinking there. Now, coming into the main square, we've got the church on this side, I think, or is that just that might just be a house. Oh, that is just a house. Oh, I love it. I love the rendering that you've done on the sides there with the tower as well. That's really, really nice. I've mistaken that for a church, but no, that's really cool. And then we do have this building over here, which I think is the Parliament building for the whole of their country. And I've got to say, that is so impressive. Swedish, I haven't actually looked at much of your stuff on the server until today, and I am overwhelmed with just joy. This is beautiful. Beautiful. So welcome to the team. I'm so happy you're here. I can see you actually flying in front of me there as well. So I've just got into your building way. But anyway, so we've got one more new builder to go check out, and that is Finky. He's building a North American inspired town of Goodwin Springs. So let's go have a look at that. Okay, so we get to our final new builder of December. This is Finky's town of Goodwin Springs. So he's gone for a North American style, which is great because him and Carter have now sort of championed this new area known as United Colonies. Now, what we've got going on here is an American-Canadian sort of based area that's going to expand over time. Now, this is his town hall, I believe. I really like it. I really like what's going on with it. It's that American-styled neoclassical building that you sort of see a lot of in North America, mainly probably Midwestern as well. Very large, very overdone, but you can still see all of the classical notes to it. Now, I can see that there isn't too much more to the town, apart from this stable block, which has been built all at an angle. That's very impressive, actually. And these nice cars. Now, I'm not entirely sure if they built them, or if they're from our library, which we have now on the server, full of everyone's assets and that. But if you did, Finky, very nice cars. Very nice indeed. But yes, I can't wait to see where you take this. Definitely you've got a good start going on here. I like this. This is very interesting as well. I wonder if that was original, maybe an extension or something to the side of the building. Again, looks really nice, has that same sort of style to it. And again, really, really hard to do angles, so you've nailed that one, I think, quite well. So, Finky, welcome to the team. I hope you enjoy your stay here, and I hope to see more from you in the future. Now, it's time to go on over and see what else everyone's been up to. I'm going to take you to something I've been working on for the last couple of weeks, so let's go have a look at that. So you find me running through a forest here, and this is the area just north of Walhampton known as Wiverley Enclosure. I'm heading towards a bridge, the bridge that carries the railway all the way up to Porchester, which will be another town I build just north of here. Now this bridge is quite impressive because it's at a 45-degree angle, but also not. It's actually like at 45 and then 22.5. It's a bit of a mess, but I really like how it worked and how it turned out. So this is known as the Wiverley Junction Bridge, and it connects back into Wiverley Junction Station. And if we look around this corner, you will not see a station. No, that's correct. This station hasn't been built yet, but it will be here. And it will be here as part of my 10k special. So this area and all of the land you can see through that haze over there behind my head is part of the Wiverley Estate, which will be a large country house with lots of stuff going on inside it, including a train station just here. Now I am currently building that, and it's taking a lot longer than I thought it would do. So instead of building it, I came up here and procrastinated and built an entire landscape across my Christmas break. I thought it was time quite well spent, considering when you look at this junction here. So this has to be my best piece of railway architecture in the entire game. And I love it. I love what I've done with it. I love how the curves work. It looks somewhat realistic, I would say. Very complicated as a junction. I wouldn't want to be using trains through this little pinch point here. So let me give you a little tour of what goes on. Those three lines there head on down to Walhampton and the canal docks, or the old canal docks, which are now the railway yard. This line here sweeps off towards a place called Westbourne, which is a Bournemouth sort of style town. Then we've got lines that sweep off up here towards Hampwick, which is a Southampton style town. And then we have this line that carries on up that way, as I mentioned before, go off to the town of Porchester. So there's a lot going on here. All of this had to be hand built, all of this had to be landscaped, as I think this was like desert before, maybe even, no it wasn't, it was like the plateaued area, I can't remember what it's called, like where the acacia trees grow. So if we carry on down through here, you can see this is where the enclosure really comes to life. Lots of pine trees, lots of broadleaf trees sort of mixed in there. I want to give it that really nice New Forest feel to it, because that's kind of what this area is based on. Now, behind this hedge, this is where the main big house will be. There is nothing you can see right now, so I don't know why I'm trying to hide. But soon there'll be a house in there, and soon I'll be able to show it off to you guys. But this is all the sort of enabling works I had to do beforehand, and I got to say, I fell in love with doing it. It's just really hard work. It took me a long time, a whole week of like 2 a.m. finishes. It was great. So I've built some more bridges and quite a bit more of this railway line that goes off towards Westbourne down there. But this railway bridge was quite fun to do. I like the low sort of slung arch on it over the canal. And you may be wondering, yes, this is the same canal that goes into Walhampton Canal Docks, so it's all linking up quite nicely now. And this does carry along the back of the house, so we'll get to see some nice views from that later on. Then we've got another bridge down here which takes the road over the canal and back off down in towards Wiverley. This is the main road up to Westbourne, and if we carry on in this direction we get to a lock which takes you back down towards sea level and onwards to the canal docks at Porchester. So again, it's all coming to life. The server is starting to get quite nicely connected, and I can't wait to show you guys more and more projects on here throughout 2021. Now, speaking of connected towns, Lymouth, which is just south of Walhampton and actually has a road to it now, has been finished, I think. MS Build's been working hard on that over the Christmas break as well. So let's go take a look and see what he's been up to. So you find me running along the street towards the church here in Lymouth. This is one of MS Build's new creations here, down here in the seaside town. And it is beautiful. It's lovely. It's huge, isn't it? So he's gone for a flint sort of style here. Let's have a closer look at those windows as well. I like the way you've used fence gates in there with the sandstone walls. I think that looks great. I love what you've done with the place. This is absolutely gorgeous. These are proper English houses. Now, I was meant to be viewing this in a different texture pack, a slightly more extreme style of the one I've got on now, which gives bricks a bit more of a sort of textured look to them. But unfortunately, I forgot to put it on. So I apologise, MS Builds. You're awesome. Don't leave us. I don't think he is. He's currently working on an absolutely gigantic stately home somewhere. And I think February's edition of this is going to be mainly focused on stately homes. So what we've got over here is some large warehouse, which is all part of the brewery section here. I like this. I like the colours. They are really, really complementary, the oak and the brick on there. Now, there is a house I wanted to show you that I think I've lost again. I keep doing this with these houses. No, it's over here. So we've got some large sort of chapel type building here next door to it. Again, really, really nice. Ooh, that's interesting. The doors are in the side. I thought this was like a door that had messed up or something, but no, that's That's rather quite nice. So we got just, there is so much detail and style and just difference about each of these buildings. I like how some have 3 wide windows, some have 2, some have details around it like that sort of Queen Anne style building there. But then we've got things like this Georgian house, this Georgian townhouse. It captures my attention. I love it. I love the wings that sweep round and bring you to the front door. The simpleness of its sort of facade is just beauty incarnate, or at least that's how I see it, because I love the style and I love it a bit too much sometimes. But what really gets me going, that's a horrible way to describe buildings, is the foliage at the back here. Oh god, this is getting even worse. But if we come on underneath this arch into the backyard, this is the mews. So this is a collection of buildings, stables, workshops, whatever you want really, to go alongside the big house. Because big houses, you need space like this. And what's quite nice is I just like how he does them. He does them so well, adds little things like greenhouses and more greenhouses and more greenhouses, that's the same greenhouse, and things like this, little gardens and that. It really does help make a build. Without that, you've got a house on a street, which doesn't always work out that well. So yeah, now I'm just in love with this place and I cannot wait to see what you've done with your large house that, as again, we'll say will feature in February's edition. So anyway guys, since there has been a bumper crop of builds over December, I only felt it was fair to split this tour out into 2 parts to make sure everyone gets a chance to really have their builds showcased without me speeding around them too quickly. So make sure you go check out part 2 of this video over on my channel. Make sure you leave a subscribe, also drop a like. I think that's the right way around of saying them. But until next time guys, goodbye.